What's up, guys? Welcome back to Harry Potter Tales, where it is all about Harry Potter, of course. Today I will be discussing Lily's letter she sent to Sirius 1 week before her death. I'll read it first so you guys know what I'm talking about, and then I'll just go over it. Dear Padfoot, thank you for Harry's birthday present. It was his favorite by far. 1 year old and already zooming along on the toy broomstick. He looked so pleased with himself. I'm enclosing a picture so you can see. You know it only rises about 2 feet off the ground, but he nearly killed the cat and he smashed a horrible vase Petunia sent me for Christmas. No complaints here. Of course, James thought it was funny. He says he's going to be a great Quidditch player, but we've had to pack away all the ornaments and make sure we don't take our eyes off him when he gets going. We had a very quiet birthday tea, just us and old Bathilda, who has always been so sweet to us and who dotes on Harry. We were so sorry you couldn't come, but the orders got to come first, and Harry's not old enough to know it's his birthday anyway. James is getting a bit frustrated. Shut up here. He tries not to show it, but I can tell. Also, Dumbledore still got his invisibility cloak, so no chance of little excursions. If you could visit, it would cheer him up so much. Wormy was here last weekend. I thought he seemed down, but that was probably the news about the McKinnons. I cried all evening when I heard. Bathilda drops in most days. She's a fascinating old thing with the most amazing stories about Dumbledore. I'm not sure he'd be pleased if he knew. I don't know how much to believe, actually, because it seems incredible that Dumbledore could ever have been friends with Gellert Grindelwald. I think her mind's going personally. Lots of love, Lily. Alright, guys, let's talk about the content of the letter. First, the cat. People say Voldemort's soul latched itself to both Harry and the cat. Now, let's take a look at the facts first. By the time he went to Lily and James's house, he had already made 5 Horcruxes. First, he made the diary, of course, after killing Myrtle with the basilisk. Then he made the ring after killing his father. Then the locket after killing a muggle. Then the cup after the murder of Hepzibah Smith, who had both the locket and the cup in her possession. Then the diadem after killing an Albanian muggle, and after that he went to kill James and Lily, and Harry, of course. Now we know his soul was split in 6 parts already, having made 5 Horcruxes at the time, and we know he wanted to make his last one with Harry in order to have 7 parts of his soul spread around the world. Now, when he killed James and Lily, his soul was by then completely ripped to pieces, as he had already killed hundreds, maybe even thousands of times before. And we know a soul ripped apart isn't necessarily a soul divided by multiple Horcruxes. I imagine Voldemort's soul looked like an old sheet that had been ripped to shreds, barely keeping together. Now, when his soul was blasted away by the rebounding curse, his remaining soul that lived inside his body became free, which led to a part of it attaching itself to Harry. Now, what if the soul inside him was already ripped apart by all the killing? What if inside Voldemort there were a lot of soul fragments held together like an old sheet? And what if one part attached itself to Harry, one larger part escaped, and one part actually latched itself to the cat that was probably still inside the house? This could mean that Voldemort would still be alive today. Now, I have no idea if J.K. Rowling has confirmed or denied this, and to me it sounds a bit far-fetched, but we know Voldemort's soul has inhabited other creatures besides humans. We know a part of it lived in Nagini, so in theory it could actually have happened. But who knows? I guess we will never know the real answer, and I'm actually quite certain that Voldemort is in fact dead. Now, the second part of the letter I find interesting is a part of the cloak. In the first movie and book, we know Dumbledore had gotten James's invisibility cloak to examine it. We know Dumbledore used to be very much invested in the Deathly Hallows with his friend Grindelwald, and that James must have told Dumbledore about how perfect his cloak was. And I believe Dumbledore might have suspected it to be the third Hallow, the cloak made by Ignatius Peverell. Now, what I find awesome is that we were all familiar with the fact that Harry possessed an invisibility cloak, but we later found out it was the actual third Hallow, the cloak of invisibility Ignatius Peverell used to escape death, and to me that is quite mind-blowing. Now, the third part I'd like to talk about is about Wormtail feeling down, and to me that's quite haunting to think about because by that time he either had already given away the Potter's location to Voldemort or he was about to, and he knew that they were doomed. And what's interesting here is the fact that he felt down quite enough so that it was visible to his friends. And this showed that he was, in fact, not a cold, evil bastard, but he simply was a coward who valued nothing more than his own safety, but who was, in fact, capable of compassion. And this compassion, of course, would kill him in the end, as Voldemort had jinxed his magical silver hand to kill Wormtail in the event of betrayal. Now, when Wormtail showed doubt in Malfoy's basement, that hand quickly turned to its owner, suffocating him and killing him. Alright guys, that's it for today. What do you guys think of the letter? Were there other parts you found more interesting? Let me know in the comments. As always, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and thanks so much for watching guys. Peace.